evening. Today is April 2nd, 2013. I am providing you with my 3-minute quick analysis or quick summary of my submission for today's assignment, which is the FedEx SW or Strength and Weaknesses paper. And just briefly, I want to tell you I've reworked based on your feedback from the last paper. I've reworked kind of the premise. I've done some format changes, and I've also utilized your input as far as writing the third person and some of those things. So you'll see some of these changes. As far as this part of the SWOT analysis, the strength and weaknesses portion of it for Federal Express, it was focused on a couple different things. One, with the strengths, one of the main focuses for FedEx is strengths, and then this is the internal portion, is that the company is based on 3 specific concepts, and one of those is people, the second one is service, and the third one is profit. And according to the reading and according to other research, these things are exactly in that order how FedEx would like its customers to see them and how they try to project themselves internally and externally. So just to give you a quick brief list of strengths, they include a great brand name. FedEx is a household brand. We know FedEx, we know it as a competitor, we know it as a major player in the package delivery. We also see it's very, very visible. So we see FedEx and its trucks and its people every single day. In most communities, you will also see its partnership with Kinko's, with the FedEx Kinko's, which is usually a 24-hour service where they offer computers and technical assistance, copying, binding, everything that you could need as a small business owner, as a large business owner, so or just as for your personal use. So their brand is very, very strong. Secondly, they have a very strong revenue growth and sustainability. I have some information as far as what this says, is that for the past 5 years, FedEx has reported revenue growth of 2.96% annually. Now, this may seem pretty conservative, but the case is that it's been constant. So while other companies have lost money and there have been issues with the economic downturn, FedEx has maintained its ground. As of its projections, FedEx is looking at being able to, by 2014, or 2015, excuse me, looking at an increase in revenues up to about $49 billion a year. So they are definitely not intending or not looking at decreasing or sliding. They're looking at continuing to increase their hold and standing in the industry. Another strength is that they have an established distribution system and they focus on technological upgrades. We mentioned in previous, or I mentioned in the previous paper, that FedEx employs about 150,000 people, serves over 200 countries, and utilizes a huge fleet of about 700 planes in and out of about 400 different airports. So they're quite expansive in their distribution and logistical systems. Really are effective and shows why they're one of the top or the top leader. That's not even including the fact that their ground fleet drives and delivers packages over about 2 million miles a year. And that's just in the United States. As far as technological upgrades, they are constantly improving their delivery tracking systems. Their investments in global positioning software are unrivaled, and they're pretty much unmatched in that area. Now to the weaknesses. did not find major weaknesses, except for the fact that this has been considered a threat and a weakness, but the fact that the fuel prices have caused FedEx to increase their prices. So a weakness here is that their prices have increased, which makes the customer potentially look for other options. So that's a major piece there. Other weaknesses include what I have categorized or have listed as stunted global expansion. And what I mean by that is that, unfortunately, I don't know if it's unfortunate because they're doing very well, but in this particular point, around 70% or even maybe sometimes more, sometimes a little less, their annual revenues come from right here within the United States. So where, if for some reason a competitor gains some ground in the United States, it would impact the profitability of FedEx. So their weakness here is that they've kind of had some stunted global expansion, and there's quite a few reasons, I'm sure, for that. The next one, and I kind of mentioned this a little earlier, but that their services are expensive. A lot of times that their services can be beat as far as prices by their competitors, and therefore can be looked at as a weakness. And third and final point that I just want to make here as far as their weaknesses is one that I'm not sure if everyone is paying much attention to, but that is the popularity of economic mail and document sharing options. And what I mean by that is that, where there was a time where printed hard copy contracts, any other business documentation, training manuals, anything that you can think of, it had to be, and it was pretty much mandatory for it to be printed and shipped, therefore supporting the business model for FedEx and the industry. Well, today, and I'm sure as software and options improve, that is not necessarily what has to be done. We do document sharing through Dropbox, email, other secure and sometimes not secure, but other secure options where we can actually send contracts, send information, send sensitive items, government and others, proprietary for the company, those kind of things to each other and other businesses without actual hard copy delivery by FedEx or something like that. So this may pose a weakness in the future. It's not as much or as strong a weakness in the present, but it may pose more of a weakness in the future. And that kind of summarizes what I have here as far as strengths and weaknesses for FedEx on April 2nd, 2013 for this paper. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.